Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Off the Chain, episode 106 with my boy, a brother from another mother, Rice TVX. Let's go.
My money keep growing. Your girl is a dot. She all on my groin. She blowing my horn. We fuck like porn. These rappers is whack. They lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money. They never get born. I'm loading my strap. They calling law. Fuck around and get clapped for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water where it ain't from Flint. Concentrate so bad, though shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin.
What's good, fam? Make sure you guys take an opportunity to smash that like button.
Got me clip high.
Surfing through the city while them chips rise. Hot boy, do it big time. LMA with my summer bay, we booed up. Cali hit the bay, we fly MIA, we booed up. Sipping on this drink, bitch, I know the way. We juiced up, nigga violate till it's AFK like your roofer. Going daddy about them chips, nigga, rap snacks. Face all in a box, nigga, Snapchat. Fucking with the ops to get you clapped back. No cat, nigga, back.
Stacking my coins. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Smash that like button. Smash it real good.
Stacking my coins. Hope you guys are stacking your coins. World premiere remix. Let's go. Yo, y'all thought I only did this YouTube shit. Check this. Yo, is he a crip? Is he a blood? Stupid. Is Bitcoin crashing? I'm calling it FUD. I've been stacking crypto coins before Big Worm was around. Before the Kraken's Coinbases, Polar Nexus, Big Mexes. I'm the man in this town. I've been wearing this crown from 7 Mile to Belle Isle, Telegraph to Mile. I done traded it all from Louis in the pound. I was stacking them coins when the Mayan niggas was around. 2012 beats. In December, that's a fact. I told my nigga John Knapp, Bitcoin mining John Knapp. And ever since then, a young crypto nigga been paid. I don't know about y'all, but I love that phrase. I be shout out to Ken Bozak for the 420. We're gonna put him on a wheel. Shout out Ken, man. I had him on, Rice.
What's up, bro? I know I caught part of it.
We're gonna run it back one more time. One more verse. Let's go. Is he a crip? Is he a blood? Stupid. Is Bitcoin crashing? I'm calling it FUD. I've been stacking crypto coins before Big Worm was around. Before the Kraken's Coinbases, Polar Nexus, Big Mexes. I'm the man in this town. I've been wearing this crown from 7 Mile to Belle Isle, Telegraph to Mile. I done traded it all from Louis in the pound. I was stacking them coins when the Mayan niggas was around. 2012 to be exact. In December, that's a fact. I told my nigga John Knapp, Bitcoin mining where it's at. And ever since then, a young crypto nigga been paid. I don't know about y'all, but I love that phrase. I be
fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.
Fuck it. Do it live.
This episode is brought to you by
I'll write it and we'll do
FairDesk,
it
a
live.
crypto derivatives trading platform founded by 6 former Binance execs and 3 former Morgan Stanley architects. FairDesk is a company focused on building a platform that enables traders to profit from both rising and falling markets. Sign up today and CB will credit you up to $600 in trading funds. For more information, visit fairdesk.com, link in the description below.
Ready? Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
That's right, Rice. We're doing it live. Welcome to another episode of Off the Chain. And I got a special guest today, ladies and gents. Let's give him a round of applause. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Actually, you were on with me on the last OFMC, I believe, Rice. Is that right? Think so.
Yeah, what, 105? Yeah, I was on
105.
there with 105, and then we did the fight coverage when I was.
Oh Lord!
I just pretend like that video doesn't exist. I just deleted it out of my memory.
Oh
yeah,
man!
I've been laying low. I'm gonna be getting things going back fully here in the next week and a half or so. So just stay tuned for that.
All right,
By the beginning of April is what I'm looking at. I've been tying up a lot of loose ends, personal stuff I've been neglecting. I'm working on trying to get my driver's license back legally. So
Gotcha.
got some fines I got to pay. Yeah, just been doing all this personal stuff, and now
tattoos, getting tatted and shit.
Yeah, man. This thing is move that.
Let me get that out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
All right, round of applause. Because I just got the color done 2 days ago, and I want to tell you, man, it's a place that's not fun to get tattooed is your chest.
Really?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. This was pretty hardcore. So
I'm planning on getting my chest done.
I felt like I got hit by like a semi truck after it was done, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. When I got my tattoo, like above my like in my stomach area, that was bad. I didn't think that was gonna be bad. It hit some nerves.
Yeah, you have fat there though. You don't have as much fat on your chest plate.
That's true.
So that was pretty hardcore. And then getting close to the underarms. It's good seeing everybody, man. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. We are doing a collaborative live stream, doing this on both of our channels. I'm streaming on my YouTube and my Rumble. Where are you streaming at, my friend?
I am streaming on YouTube, X, and Rumble, ladies and gents. Let's go. Let's go.
Nice. X has been pretty nice to stream at, but I'm limited to the 2 locations, so I wanted to stick with Rumble and YouTube.
Gotcha.
But I am going to start doing a lot more streaming on X and
yeah, man, I had to go ahead and get the blue check, bro. I had to,
I saw that yesterday.
I sliced my wrist and gave some blood, sacrificial lamb, first child, had to do all that stuff.
I've been thinking about it, just paying for the yearly subscription. That way I can like make some money off of it and monetize it and add it to the little bit of pennies I get.
I didn't even think about monetization. I was just doing it because Max Kaiser did. Round of applause for Max Kaiser out there.
Round of applause for the Max.
Had to go ahead and do it, man.
Well, I'm going to reach out to him and Stacy about doing since we can't technically get him scheduled for whatever reason individually. Maybe he'll do it together with us. So maybe we can just do a 3-way or maybe even a 4-way, and she could be the only chick. Talking about an interview.
Oh, okay. Round of applause. Okay. I'm just checking there.
She seems to be doing a lot of interviews with him lately, so maybe she wants to be included. Who knows?
Sweet. Make sure you guys smack that booty right now, ladies and gents. Please smack it right now.
I love you, Bozak.
Yes,
I'll definitely give you a call, man. I just been MIA.
He has too. So both you guys can have a kumbaya.
Well, I knew he was coming back, and I was supposed to bring him on for a show before he went to East Denver, and it just didn't work out. So
gotcha. So today, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. Before I put Ken on the board, let's see what they're talking about in regards to this FOMC rate.
Important as we listen to all of this, and we think that there's just going to be a hold pattern, but we're going to find out when we go to Steve Leisman here as he gets ready for us to tell us exactly what the Fed is going to do. Steve, what do you got?
That music.
The Federal Reserve leaving interest rates unchanged at 5.25% to 5.5%, and leaving in those 3 rate cuts, predicting a year-end funds rate of 4.6%. I'll get back to that in just a second. They see the economy expanding at a solid pace, same as they did in the last statement. Inflation has eased, but remains
like Kevin
elevated.
O'Leary's
Same as the
brother
last
with an
statement. There's a
underbite.
theme developing here. It is not much change. Only one change, actually, about job gains remaining strong. No longer saying they've moderated, saying the risk between employment and inflation goals are moving into better balance. They also said they still do not expect it will be appropriate to cut the target rate until there's greater confidence inflation is moving towards 2%, which is to say they don't have that confidence yet, and so they're not projecting when those rates might be cut. On the projections,
When those cut rates might be cut.
Big boost to the 2024 GDP outlook to 2.1% from 1.4. A tick lower on unemployment, down to 4%. This is the 2024 year end. 2 ticks higher on core PCE.
Their next meeting
to
is
2.6%.
April 30th,
And
May
yet,
1st.
more growth, more inflation, lower unemployment. They left those 3 cuts in place of 4.6% for year end. They did skew a little bit more hawkish, and I'll get to that in a second. I will tell you they cut 1 rate cut away from next year. They went to 3.9 from to 2.39 from 3.6, and for 2026 to 3.1. And a tick higher, by the way, in the long run rate. They say they remain highly attentive to inflation risks and ready to adjust policy as needed. Guys, I don't have a chart for this, but let me just tell you. In the January projections, there were 5 officials below that median of 4.6%. Now there's only 1. So a lot of people who were more dovish came up, and they're more in line with the committee. But it is an interesting question right now. The Fed sees more inflation, higher growth, and yet they left those 3 rate cuts in place, at least for this year, taking 1 away from next year. Tyler?
This was a unanimous decision, I take it.
All right, pause.
Yes, sir.
No volume down. I
Wow. So
want to. I think this would
they
be a
see
good opportunity to do that screen share of that video I was talking to you about.
okay, yeah, put it up, bro. Put it up.
What were you saying though?
They see higher inflation coming, but still they have 3 rate hikes scheduled for this year, which is bullshit. They're just doing that to save grace for Wall Street. Let me quickly take a look at what Wall Street is doing right now. By the way,
at this point, the market should have had this priced in. I don't think that this should have much of an effect on the markets.
Yeah, I mean, Dow is up a little bit, 1/3%. S&P up 1/3%. Everything's up 1/3, just about 1/3.
Whatever, it's going to depend on what he has to say, because he could say that they're going to reduce how many times that they're looking at doing rate cuts, because they called for 3, but a lot of the analysis that I'm getting is possibly 2.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do it, they're going to do it before the closer to the election time period, in my opinion.
Right. I can see that.
That way it kind of makes Biden appear to be better.
Right. Shout out to Ken Bozak again for the super chats. Thank you, bro. You are now on the wheel, my friend. You have a chance to win $50 worth of dog whiff hat this week. Let's go.
Dog whiff hat.
Dog whiff hat.
Okay.
That's where we are, ladies and gents.
This is Meet Kevin's YouTube channel, and he's got some really good, interesting content, pretty interesting ways of putting things out. And I had watched this, I think it came out like a week ago, and he's talking about the inflation report. So yeah, this was reported 8 days ago. Let's see, that was on March 12th. All right, here we go. Oh, it would help if I unmute it.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Let me see if my internal volume, where it's at. All right, let me know if you can hear this. I'll take it back a few.
Looking at technical analysis.
Good.
And I haven't done this before, but I think you can agree with me in saying that the trend of where super core inflation is going is not good. And so even if you're not super into technical analysis and stocks, just take a look at this with me and tell me what you think. So we're going to take this little red bar right here, and all we're going to do is try to draw a trend from the beginning of 2022, right about here, when the Federal Reserve started raising rates. Can you believe it's been 2 years? Look at that. If I go from the beginning of 2022, I actually have to slightly tilt the trend up just to get to that black line core, or super core. This is called services minus housing is the super core figure here. and you get an uptrend despite 2 years of interest rate increases. Now, if you look from January of 2022 to the summer of 2023, you'd be saying, hey, we're Gucci. Look at that beautiful
We're
downtrend.
Gucci. Okay, I
But
hear
again,
you, Kevin.
if you
I hear you,
average
buddy.
past, we're at a slight uptrend. And worse, if you look since the summer of 2023, look
Big
at this,
uptrend.
folks. That is not good. That is not a good trend. And unfortunately, that trend line right there is going to lead the Federal Reserve, in my opinion, to go for the summary of economic projections.
There you go.
Pretty interesting way of putting it too. I mean, it's pretty when you're seeing the trend going from the summer of 22 to currently how it is in an uptrend. And this is where a lot of people have been saying that inflation is going to continue to roar its ugly head.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I agree. We're in stagflation right now, I think, Rice. But yes, I think we're heading back into inflation. And I heard two people. They both said true statements. One said, J Crypto minded, they can't afford to cut. Right?
Not right
but
now, they can't.
Off near said they can't afford to raise. So it's like,
well, that's what I've been trying to say
they're
about
in
this whole situation. Is like this damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yep.
Like it's the
bad
end of the
situation
cycle.
for
They're
them.
just trying to keep it lingering right now for an alternative system, the slave system that they're trying to put in place. It's not quite ready. We don't see these CBDCs functioning the way that they really wanted them to.
No, they're not ready yet at all. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up right now. How many people we got in the building? We got 120 over on X. Wow.
Nice.
74 on YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Just real quick, Rice, we have here a failed rejection, or a rejection, not a failed rejection, a rejection, a successful rejection yesterday at around 1 p.m. This is the line that I've been watching. We're taking now another stab at it. I think we're going to blow through it this time, Rice. What do you think about Bitcoin's short term? I know you're not a trader, but you can still make some analysis on it. Where do you think we go since we hit a top, an ultimate high of about $73,000 Bitcoin last Wednesday? What's your take on where we go from here?
Honestly, man, I really don't know. I mean, I've been trying to figure that out myself. I don't know if we're going to be heading higher or we're heading lower. There's so many different things at play. I didn't expect us to go where we went as high as we did before the halving. I know a lot of people didn't either. And they, some people that do chart analysis say that regardless of the halving, that this was going to take place. It just happened to be before a halving. So I'm not sure. I mean, there's also, I haven't even had a chance to catch up on this news about Ethereum and what's going on with the Ethereum ETF potentially not happening as people are expecting.
Yeah, I saw some news on that as well.
I mean, it seems like the price of Bitcoin itself doesn't really affect like the ETFs because it's the fees that the institutions make, like BlackRock, they make money off the fees. Now, maybe the higher the price of Bitcoin, the more the fee possibly, if it's a percentage. But I don't, the price of Bitcoin itself doesn't really necessarily affect them buying the underlying asset. You know, I thought before all this had happened that would actually come into play, but that's not necessarily the sense. And the fact that we hit where we hit, what was it, 72, 73? Like around 73?
70, we at least on Bitfinex, we hit 73.4 roughly. 73.4 roughly last Wednesday. We almost got to the orange peel. Almost hit Max Kaiser's orange peel. Almost swallowed
and
it.
From a fib level, that was insane too, because we just went like in what I guess they call the golden pocket or the golden top. I'm not really sure of the correct terminology.
I don't use any of those.
You don't use fibs?
No, I don't. They work though. They definitely work, but no, I do not.
Now,
you know what's I don't know if you heard this news. I reported on this earlier this week, Rice. They're reporting from at least BlackRock's perspective, a majority of the buying has been from retail, because they say this because most of the average buying amount is around $13,000 of Bitcoin shares, roughly.
Right.
So I thought it would be the institutions that have been buying this up so far, and it's not. It looks like it's a little guy. So I'm like, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Happening with the ETF inflows. I mean, so the ETFs are happening and there is retail, but it's not 100% retail because a lot of this stuff is going to, like, in order for like some of these institutions to add it to their portfolios, they're going to want to see performance. Even though there's past performance based off of just Bitcoin itself, they're going to want to see the performance of the ETF itself. So I just think that, you know, everybody's doing their prudent checking as far as, is this something that we should add to our portfolio? And I think that, you know, sooner than later, we're going to see that influx. And that's when I think we're really going to start to see the real bull market kind of pick up.
I agree. We can't sustain it on the retail, in my opinion.
I'm seeing
an average of $13,000.
Some
we
people
need to see the
calling
institutions
for like corrections down to like 42K
negative,
and up to like the 52K area. I've seen a couple
like
different people.
That sounds like a bear solid way.
I think Eric Crown from Crown's Crypto Cave, he was mentioning a possible correction to that level. Which I think he said
we
would
go below 50. If we go below 60, I'm a little concerned. I am. I don't think so though. I think we head higher from here. But
the fact that we're still holding above 60 is something that people should be excited about. They should not be down on the fact that we're down from 73,000, because this is only technically healthy in what we would see in normal markets. You're going to see little corrections so that the support and resistance can be tested, so that we can move forward, so that the resistance can then become the support, and then we can continue that structure, which that continues with the number go up philosophy.
Shout out to T-Will Lyman for gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate that, bro. Let's add him. Let's double up that amount this week.
I want to shout out Andy Lee as well for the kind words.
Yeah,
it has
Andy
been a
Lee,
minute. I think this is the first video I've done this month.
Wow. Round of applause for that. And also we got Voice Crypto in the house. Thanks for your 5 members. Let's get him updated here.
So CoinMarketCap has the all-time high of Bitcoin at 73,750.07.
Yep.
73,750. And then CoinGecko, because there's a little bit of a variation. Waiting for my app to pull up.
And then last but not least, off near with the 5 memberships as well.
We're up to 64.5 right now.
I know.
Okay, so CoinGecko was at 73,738. So they're off by that's by $12 from each other, and that was March 14th, 6 days ago. And we're down roughly 13% from that price. From our all-time high, based off of what it's saying here on the application. Because CoinGecko gets a lot better at readings. Like, it's the all-time high right now is it's up 90 from the price of 67.81 on July 5th, 2013. It's up 94,624%.
Listen, we're only 1.2% away from getting back above that critical level, which the pattern looks good simply because we had such a strong rejection at the line and we went down almost 5% from that rejection. I want to say 6%, almost 7%. And we've climbed back from that. Now we do have to, like I said, we got to get above it because it could be another pump fake and then we had another leg down, but it doesn't. For me,
I blame leverage
traders. Looks good.
I'm blaming leverage traders because it's just liquidating longs and shorts up and down. That's all they're doing. So if people would quit leverage trading, maybe we can get some true price discovery. I just feel like, these exchanges are definitely because I think even CryptoFace was saying the exchanges are kind of front running them.
Yeah, he got liquidated last week, 400K.
Like 400K, yeah.
Yeah, keep that powder on the side and ready. That's right, Robles. That's right, my friend.
I got that powder on the side ready. It's time to go skiing.
You needed some powder for getting that chest done. Should have been over there like, woo!
Next time I am gonna be getting my arms recolored early May. I am gonna probably
You get new firearms. You get new. You get,
just
round of
touch
applause
me.
for round of applause for Rice getting new firearms, y'all.
So yeah, she used a numbing some sort of numbing spray a couple times. I had to do that because it was just too intense. Like when she was going over certain areas.
I've heard of people using that.
It doesn't.
Did
It
it
doesn't.
help?
It definitely reduced what I was feeling. It wasn't like numb, but it wasn't like as painful as what I was experiencing without it. And she has to, like, you have to get a lot of flesh opened up before you can before it's really effective. So she was just kind of going through some of the colors roughly.
Yep.
Just to open up the skin so I could start applying that. So yeah.
Yeah, man, those tattoos ain't no joke, bro. I got how many tats do I have? I have a few, man. It's no joke.
Bit source. These are Gunner reading glasses, blue light blocking reading glasses, 1.5, because I'm getting old and I can't see and read without these now.
Yeah, sometimes I need them too. If I'm at the computer too long, you'll see CB with those glasses.
Yeah, it used to be
on.
the worse. The longer the day went, the worse
Right.
my eyes would get. But now it's kind of like just starting off like that. So
damn.
But I just need it for reading stuff. Like it helps me to see like the comments here and everything else that's going on screen. So yeah, man, I want to be 49 in a little over a month. Pretty crazy.
And I'll be 39 in little less than 7 days. Hey, 39.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You are into May. I thought
I'm
for
an
some
Aries,
reason, I thought it was in April.
The first zodiac sign.
Okay.
The Aries. We're the best.
Yeah, some people consider this to be the beginning of the year. It's like the spring equinox.
Yeah, it is. We're first zodiac. If you didn't know, now
we're
you
all
know.
getting old. Bit sources, got LASIK. I don't think I need LASIK though for reading glasses. I don't need like prescription glasses.
I'm over 40, got LASIK, now need readers. Damn. Oh no, that's no good.
No, not good at all.
Not good.
Taurus do rock.
Taurus.
Tauri.
Yeah, so man, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know where we go from here. I'm curious to see how you feel about Barrett. They call him Barrett now, Gareth Soloway, and his short calls. He's been shorting since $35,000 Bitcoin all the way up.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know if he's just sticking to his. If it's just, I don't know if he's doing this for promotion and he's just like really not doing what he's and not as bearish.
And he's not
as
actually
he's
doing a
saying.
short.
Yeah,
we need to see the receipts on this
because
short.
that just seems like I don't know. It just seems like a not a very smart game to play, and he seems to be a lot smarter of a trader. And it seems like if he was to keep doing that, that would be letting your emotions get the best of you. And he talks so much about taking the emotions out of it. So I think this might just be a way for him to bring a little bit more attention to what he's doing with his analysis.
Working. It's working.
Yeah,
it's definitely
he's getting a lot of attention with it. I mean, or he's like a broken clock. Because the broken clock is always right twice a day. So, I mean, eventually the price will go down.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If he's not really shorting, he can keep shorting all the way up and just say, I'm shorting. I'm putting on shorts. And then when it comes back, it's like, see, told you.
Yeah.
I was right. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like, he did something with Gary Cardone on
the Kipco. He's on I didn't know that's his new show with the lady.
What did she move down to Tampa or something?
They're co-hosting, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he's a part of but he was what was he saying in that? He's mentioning some things because I hadn't heard this from him before, and I thought maybe he would have like shared this like when we weren't live or recording. He seems to be kind of a prepper. Like he apparently has like he does gardening and grows his own food. He's like trying to be self-sufficient as far as like energy sources and all these kind of things so I've heard this. So him and Gary Cardone have this mindset of the dollar is about to die. And
so
a
how
lot
do you
of
feel
people
about that? Do you think the dollar is about to die? When I say that, we got to put a time frame in the next 5 years.
That I don't know. I would say that they would have a replacement system in the next 5 years. So it is potentially, because that's what I'm thinking, that they just need something else for us to jump into. We don't have that, and they want to have the system of control, and we're not there. So they're going to keep this shit going as long as they can. And if that means that prices remain high on things, and so be it. Because, I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it, you know that these government people that are part of the selection process are not looking out for the best interest of the people.
Right.
You know, we're getting the shit into the stick. And I think that as long as we're not rioting and burning down the White House, then they think everything's kosher.
Bitsource says BRICS nations aren't really using petrodollar anymore. That's false, my friend. I'm sorry to have to tell you.
Everybody's using dollars in China, and some of the BRICS nations are some of the largest holders of U.S. treasuries and U.S. dollars. And
all your debt globally is denominated in dollars, guys.
Right.
So
it would
still
take a long time for that system to replace the dollar. But as far as a CBDC system that is based on like the dollar, that will definitely come before BRICS nations.
Shout out to Stacking My Coins. I don't know
who
you are. Yeah, good username. I hope you guys enjoyed the premiere of Crypto Blood's verse on the remix Stacking My Coins.
I did hear somebody say that if you're looking at pretty much like any cryptocurrency versus the dollar is just, it's on a downtrend, complete downtrend.
Yeah, so he said 98%, but you gotta, okay, when people say that, Rice, is not in context. Okay.
Well,
because yes, the dollar has lost 98% of its value. Very true. But inflation, like basically our wages haven't stayed where they were. Yes, it doesn't keep up with inflation, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but what he's also mentioning is it's true both ways, because the dollar does not purchase as much as it used to. So like we had used a reference.
No, it doesn't. But it's like saying 98% value loss is almost saying like, oh, our wages are the same as they were 100 years ago.
Right. The wages have gone
and the
up,
prices
not,
are up.
Not 100%.
Wages have
where
gone
the inflation
up.
is.
Right. Wages have gone up with the dollar losing 98% of its value. So
right. Well, I mean, I remember the term of cost of living raise.
Yeah,
where they would just give you, based off of like the average cost of living, try to give you a raise to kind of get you closer to that cost of living average.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we're not in stable financial times where I think that companies can be doing those kind of things today.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having a prepper mentality, but it's kind of weird when I don't know. I just don't like when people aren't completely genuine. So it's like if you're using a gimmick or a ploy to try to get some attention, I don't think that's a good way of doing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Russia has pivoted because of the U.S. and their lack of, wanting to coordinate.
The sanctions and stuff like that.
The sanctions, right? It was forced for them to 25% settlement. I think it's a little higher than that. But even with that being said, 75% of their debt is still in U.S. and they're sanctioned. And that's a country that's sanctioned.
I had heard something about China and India having some sort of possible skirmish going on. And they're
I heard about
BRICS
that
nation.
Too.
They're both, part of the BRICS nation plus banks. So it's not exactly like everybody's like 100% working together. They know that ultimately the dollar is the way that the United States government has used the dollar to control things. And with the sanctions and trying to hold countries down basically and remain the dominant force on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I think that these countries have gotten together that don't necessarily want to play together. They've gotten together out of self-interest to get away from the control, the militarization of it's not the petrodollar, it's the military script.
Yeah.
It's make believe.
Inflation eats your savings. 10K 10 years ago isn't purchasing as much now. No, it's not.
That's what they call it, the hidden tax.
Yeah, it's the hidden tax. But again, when people just without context say the dollar has lost 98%, our wages have gone up 400, 500, or 1,000%.
Right, but in 1920, the reference that the $20 bill would be in exchange for an ounce of gold.
And it's no longer nowhere near that.
An ounce of gold is
tenth
like
of
$2,000.
No, 1%.
And how many
1%,
$20 bills does it take you to get an ounce of gold?
Yeah, I'm saying it's 1%. $20 is 1% of 2,000.
So that would, if that's kind of like a 98, 99% reduction.
Yes.
And so when you think about it in terms of that, now, yes, our wages have gone up, but that's why I don't know if you've heard this recently, but even stuff from like 10, 15, 20 years ago, when people are talking about money, like legal settlements or buying something, they want to say, but that price is, you need to adjust with today's inflation. You know, everybody's saying you got to adjust. Yeah, and that's insane.
Yep.
You know, what's Chirpile doing? Is he talking?
Not yet. Got about 3 minutes before he gets to jibber
He's going on at 2:30.
Yep. Before we get to hear the double speak, and we're not going to bore you today, guys, with the whole.
If it gets really awful, yeah,
we're going to tone it down. We got some articles to talk about, and we're going to have some fun here today.
What do you think about?
I actually think I'm going to drop the link to the live stream to have people join in if they want. What do you think about that, Rice?
That's cool.
Old school, off the chain episode. That's what I used to do. Like that. Okay, so we'll do that in a little while as well. 3 minutes, Andy says. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it.
Definitely take an opportunity to smash that like button wherever you guys are watching.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. We have links for each other's socials and each other's video description.
I think you should do the blue check, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Literally, once I got approved, which was late Monday night going into Tuesday, I did live stream Tuesday, and I had like 500 people in my live stream on X. So so once you go blue check, they like push you.
Right. It's like you kind of get opened up in the algorithm. I've been running the pre-search live streams, and I just switched up 2 weeks ago from, we were streaming on Odyssey, but we stopped, and now we're doing X, and we're getting like almost we're over 300 viewers the past 2 times that we've done it, getting closer to 400, and they don't have a blue check mark.
So imagine,
I can only imagine how the reach would be if they did. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But it's crazy. I mean, it's getting to that point where it's pay to play. And it's like I'm trying to reverse my mindset of, do I want to be the product and use it for free, or do I want to pay for the service and not be the product?
Right. 21 days, 13 hours, 25 minutes until the Bitcoin halving. What are you guys going to do here? Is it different this time? Are we not going to get the dip? We got a dip, but this is not a real dip. This is only a 10% correction, Rice, from the top? I can't remember.
Yeah, now look, I know you said something. I wanted to talk with you about Waters, because I know you said you wanted to reach out to Waters above. Now he has a tweet.
16, 17%.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, and then I'll do a screen share.
But they say, hey guys, they say no more greater than 20% corrections in Bitcoin. So we're at 17, 18%. That's, I mean, hey, that might suffice. Yes, we're trying to get Waters above on because April 8th is the eclipse.
Yeah, but he had a really interesting tweet from today that I want to pull up. I'm just trying to find it and do this quick screen share. So let me get the screen share going.
All right, let's see what Rice has here.
And I haven't asked him what this means.
Oh,
can you see it?
Yeah, we can see that.
Let's see if I can enlarge this.
This is some gibberish.
March the 19th, which is yesterday, and he goes into numerology with 3/19/2024 equaling 21. April 9th, which is the day after the eclipse, 4 + 9, 4/9/2024, 21. These 2 dates are 21 days apart. So he's got this whole 333 thing going on. He said, enjoy the next 3 weeks, family. Blood,
money.
I'm not sure what the blood. I'm not sure what the blood money thing is, but
hey, that's me,
but
baby.
yeah. So I think I got him for next week. It's going to be earlier in the morning, so I'll let you know about that after we're done.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. That sounds good.
And Andy, I'll be back. I just had, and I'll explain like a little bit more about what's been going on. You know, I'm trying to take a break from YouTube for a minute, just let the algorithm have a break. So maybe it'll be more favorable to me, hopefully, when I start doing content again. I don't know.
Welcome. Let's go.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Now, dude, and I was thinking about this last week. Now that we're getting to this point, in like spring, like it's officially spring. Last week, I started feeling like more invigorated. So I'm definitely excited to get back into doing the content. I just had to get my head in a better place mentally because of all this uphill battle bullshit I'm dealing with. I mean,
shout out to Off Near. He says the angel number 333 encourages to set plans into action and let your personal strength be the guide. To trust yourself and put thought into your choices. Round of applause for that. So we got some 333 going on. I was gonna show that equation again. It looked like just gibberish. Morse code is like,
well, and
March 13th, March 19th equals.
The best I can do is ask him because the communication hasn't, like, he is not the easiest to get in touch with. So the best I can do is just kind of like
ask some numbers at him.
Ask him when we do something together with him, because I don't know if he's anticipating the next 3 weeks to be turbulent.
This is what I'm trying to understand, right? But he had the blood money there, so I'm like,
and I don't necessarily. It doesn't mean that right after the a solar eclipse that you're just going to see like off to the moon either. So I don't know like what the pattern is to all of this.
because he was spot on, Rice, on the October meeting.
But he's got a pattern for the way that each one works, and I don't think each one works the same way. So when we're coming up to this next solar eclipse, it may not act the way the previous one, I think, was in October or something like that of last year. It may not act the same way. Which, speaking of, I don't think you're too far away from the actual path of totality.
Yeah, I saw the map earlier today. I was looking
and
at
I was thinking maybe because it's like an 8-hour drive. I don't think there's a close airport, but this place called Little Egypt, Illinois, I believe, is like where they're saying is based off, I think, the one in 2022 and this one where they would cross over would be Little Egypt, Illinois. And it's crazy. There's all these like towns that are through the path of totality that have names that are very biblical, like Nineveh and Bethany.
Interesting.
I think
so.
Bethany
Look at this.
one.
Look at what Wolf Shield says here. Just got an email here in Canada that changes e-transfer policies come into effect April 9th.
What is an e-transfer, like a bank-to-bank transfer?
April 19th, BitSource says it's Patriots Day.
April 15th is IRS Day, and then April 19th or 20th is Bitcoin halving.
Yeah, April 20th. How do you feel about that? 420.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
My
birthday.
Bro.
I was born 9 days late because my birthday is the 29th. I should have been born on April 20th, but I was born on April 29th. But if I was born on April 20th, I don't think I would be a Taurus. I think it.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I think we go up from here, but I could be wrong. I'm just really interested to hear what Waters Above has to say because he was spot on.
Now, before all this shit, though, you were still thinking we were going to go lower.
Before what stuff?
Before we started like taking off like a mofo.
Yeah, I did. I thought
we were both in the same, like when it came to the end of January, we were all calling for lower prices. I mean, you don't think that that's still in play?
No, not if this narrative of ETF flow, money flow still is in effect, which They're saying that this sell-off is potentially because of grayscale. We got an article to talk about. But anyway, man, we've been talking. Let's see what this guy, Jerome Powell, has to say, because we forgot all about him.
Good thing. I mean, it's a pause anyways.
It's a pause on those draws, and the feed is actually not even working. So
I have a feeling he's going to be very hawkish.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because again, like with the stock markets like continuing to be inflated, in my opinion, and like the S&P continuing to hit all-time highs and such, it doesn't really help what the Federal Reserve is doing. So I think that, we need to see reality set in on all the markets. And I think that, saying that we can't do 3 cuts and we can't even really think about a cut even right now. We're going to try, but we can't even think about it because
can't even do it.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Because like we were showing with that clip from Meet Kevin, we're seeing an uptrend in inflation from the beginning of 22. You can see it very specifically from the summer of 22 to where we are currently, very specifically, but we're still in an uptrend based off of beginning of 22 to where we are currently with inflation. And as long as inflation is going to continue going up, they cannot reduce the interest rates, because then that will have an inverse effect, and then we will definitely see the inflation get worse than it would get otherwise. That's why we said it's a damned if you do and a damned if you don't situation.
Yeah. Let's see what old Jerome J. Pusher is talking about here.
Let's do that. Get them on screen and get me on.
At the same time, reducing policy
my website's still there, RiceTVX.com.
Could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down toward 2%. Of course, we're committed to both sides of our dual mandate, and an unexpected weakening in the labor market could also warrant a policy response. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward. If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 4.6% at the end of this year, 3.9% at the end of 2025, and 3.1% at the end of 2026, still above the median longer-term funds rate. These projections are not a committee decision or plan. If the economy does not evolve as projected, the path for policy will adjust as appropriate to foster our maximum employment and price stability goals. Turning to our balance sheet, our securities holdings have declined by nearly $1.5 trillion since the committee began reducing our portfolio. At this meeting, we discussed issues related to slowing the pace of decline in our securities holdings. While we did not make any decisions today on this, the general sense of the committee is that it will be appropriate to slow the pace of runoff fairly soon, consistent with the plans we previously issued. The decision to slow the pace of runoff does not mean that our balance sheet will ultimately shrink by less than it would otherwise, but rather allows us to approach that ultimate level more gradually. In particular, slowing the pace of runoff will help ensure a smooth transition, reducing the possibility that money markets experience stress and thereby facilitating the ongoing decline in our securities holdings, consistent with reaching the appropriate level of ample reserves.
They're going in on Big Swear. We'll talk about it.
We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keeping our longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Restoring price stability is essential to set the stage for achieving maximum employment and price stability over the long term. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you.
Thank you. Steve Leisman, CNBC. Mr. Chairman, the projections show somewhat higher core inflation. They
Fat
also
Governor
show
O'Leary, brother.
Oh, there we go. We got Mr. Steve Leisman here, guys. AKA Mr. Wonderful's brother, twin brother, makes him what? Mr. What is
Not so wonderful.
Mr. Horrible. We got Mr. Horrible,
Not so
ladies and
wonderful.
gentlemen. We got Mr. Horrible. Let's tune in. See what he's got to say.
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean that. What it means is that we've seen incoming as I pointed out in my opening remarks. We did mark up our growth
You don't have to.
forecast, and so have many other forecasters. So the economy is performing well. And the inflation data came in a little bit higher as a separate matter, and I think that caused people to write up their inflation. But nonetheless, we continue to make good progress on bringing inflation down, and so.
Yeah, we got an uptrend, but we're doing
just to
a
follow
great
up, when
job
you
of
say
bringing it
that
down.
you're willing to either maintain the rate for longer, what is the tolerance of the Federal Reserve for inflation coming in above its 2% target?
So we're strongly committed to bringing inflation down to 2% over time. That is our goal, and we will achieve that goal. Markets believe we will achieve that goal, and they should believe that, because that's what will happen over time. But we stress over time, and so I think we're making projections that do show that happening, and we're committed to that outcome, and we will bring it about.
Hi, Chair Powell, Rachel Siegel from the Washington Post. Thanks for taking our questions. You and others have been saying that relief on housing inflation is coming, but it still hasn't shown up meaningfully in the CPI or the PCE. Does that challenge your assumption about when the shift will finally break through, since it hasn't at that point?
She's a two-mic holding girl.
I think there's some confidence that the market rents, lower market rent increases that we're seeing will show up in measures of housing services inflation over time. There's a little bit of uncertainty about
That's
when
my favorite
that will
part
happen,
about doing
but there's
this
real
is
confidence
judging
that
how
they
they
will
hold
show
their
up
microphones.
eventually.
Same. More entertaining than anything.
About the exact
Get more value and information out of that.
Will you be able to get overall inflation down to target if housing doesn't break through quickly, and does that affect the timing for eventual cuts this year?
We will get aggregate inflation down to 2%
You could
over
be
time.
a scissor
We
sister.
will. And I would assume that what we'll continue to see is we'll see goods prices coming into a new equilibrium where they're going down perhaps not as quickly as they had been earlier this year, where housing services inflation will come back down as current market rents are suggesting will happen, and where non-housing services will move back down. Some combination of those three things, and it may be different from the combination we had before the pandemic, will be achieved, and will bring inflation back down to 2%
I was telling Blood, I felt like all the questions
sustainably.
before they were even going to be asked were going to be very softball today.
Yep. So we're going to give this maybe another
Nick Timmeros of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell,
5 minutes.
During your congressional testimony this month, you said that your test for making the first change to interest rates does not require you to be terribly comfortable that inflation is at 2% because interest rates are well above neutral. At the same time, you said here after the last meeting that the first cut is highly consequential. Can you reconcile these views for me? If rates are well above neutral, why would the first cut be highly consequential? Is that because you anticipate one cut would be followed by one or two more along the lines of the recalibration you made in 2019, which itself was modeled on the mid-cycle adjustment of 1995?
The ginger.
You know what they say about gingers. I would put it more in the context of what I said in my opening remarks, that the risks are really two-sided here. We're in a situation where, you know, if we ease too much or too soon, we could see inflation come back. And if we ease too late, we could do unnecessary harm to employment and people's working lives. And so, we do see the risks as two-sided. So it is consequential. We want to be careful. And fortunately, with the economy growing, with the labor market strong, and with inflation coming down, we can approach that question carefully and let the data speak on that. That's really what I was thinking.
How much of that inflation that we've seen so far this year do you chalk up to one-off calendar adjustment effects following a period of high inflation versus some change in the trend we saw in the second half of last year?
So I want to start by saying I always try to be careful about dismissing data that we don't like. So you need to check yourself on that, and I'll do that. So I would say the January
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
CPI and PCE numbers were quite high. There's reason to think that there could be seasonal effects there.
Wonder if that was in his
We
notes.
don't want to be completely dismissive of it. The February
messing with
number
Jerome
was
Powell's
high,
bad for you.
higher than
Hell.
expectations, but we have it at currently well below 30 basis points core PCE, which is not terribly high. So it's not like the January number. But I take the two of them together, and I think they haven't really changed the overall story, which is that of inflation moving down gradually on a sometimes bumpy road toward 2%. I don't think that story has changed.
You need to check
I also don't
yourself.
think that those readings added to anyone's confidence that we're moving closer to that point. But we didn't. Last thing I'll say is we didn't excessively celebrate the good inflation readings we got in the last 7 months of last year. We didn't take too much signal out of that. What you heard us saying was that we needed to see more, that we could, we wanted to be careful about that decision. And we're not going to overreact as well to these 2 months of data, nor are we going to ignore them.
So you just wait, hold on, Rice. We gotta pause that, man. Did you just hear what he said?
Not really.
We're gonna pay attention closely to the data, but we're at the same time we're not going to ignore them. You said nothing.
Just saying
Jerome.
nothing, right?
You said nothing.
It's gibberish. It's bullshit. That's what
it literally is. Double speak,
that's what
bro.
it was last time too.
And the time before that. And the time before that. And the time.
Bullshit and more bullshit.
Bro, he said we're gonna look at the data closely, but at the same time,
we're not gonna pay attention to it.
We're not gonna pay attention to it. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
I'm done. I can't
maybe
even
maybe he's working on running for political office.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
He knows his time is limited, I'm sure.
Possible. We got some people in the building, man. 77 on my side. Make sure you hit that like button right now, ladies and gentlemen. Please
definitely
hit the
be
like
greatly
button.
appreciated.
Yep. Indeed.
We got 25 on my side, which I figured there wasn't going to be a crap ton because of me not streaming all
Yeah,
month.
you haven't been streaming, and you're highly shadow banned. Or what have they put us under?
Borderline
I'm a little better than
I'm
you.
at 16 now. Borderline content.
Borderline content.
Yeah.
Borderline content. So what do we have here, Bryce?
This is the Fed's December dot plot. They put this out December. It shows the yellow is the FOMC members' dot projections for meeting dates, and the green is the FOMC dots median, and the diamond symbols is the Fed fund futures. Now, if you look at the projection, they're not really looking hitting 2 to 2.5% until like the 2026,
which is. Come on,
that's their projection that he's not really mentioned.
Exactly.
And longer term, you're looking at 2027 to really kind of get below the 2.5. Really, if you're but this chart could also alter based off of what takes place, over the next few months. This could alter, and the chart could actually flatten out more. And I
think we run into problems in 25. So I think again, the dot plots mean nothing. It's just a show, man. It's literally just a show.
It's trying to keep this bullshit game of Monopoly going on for as long as they can until they have that slave system in place for everybody to get checked. To get that blue check.
Get that blue check, baby. Gotta get that blue check. gotta drop
Andy,
some red blood to get the blue check. I asked Elon, I said, by chance, Elon, could I get a red check? Is that a possibility?
You don't get to choose the color.
No response. No,
but you apparently can choose not to show the blue check.
Yes, you can. And
I'm still get all the perks.
I'm gonna show mine.
You're gonna flex.
I'm gonna show it. I'm a part of the
X flex. You gotta do some Illuminati hand symbols or something, like you gotta do some shit, you know what I mean?
Oh man, look at Bitcoin go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's get to that yellow line, man. I'm hoping we can get there.
That's why I haven't been doing content, man. I'm trying to join the Illuminati.
Stocks are heading higher. So evidently something he said, which he said nothing because he canceled out every point that he had, right? He canceled it out.
Well, maybe that's, I mean, they realize that this is just going to be lingering and we're just kind of in neutral space, neutral zone right now. And it's going to remain like this because they see the numbers. They see what happens, what's happening with the inflation.
Yeah, it's possible.
And those numbers aren't even correct because of the way that they're judging what and how they judge what inflation, what creates the inflation to begin with. I mean, it's not consistent with the way they did it 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They keep changing the rules of the game as we're playing it, which is why I said this is a rigged game.
Right. I agree. I totally agree. I think everyone in the chat room agrees with you as well. Let's take a look at this article, though. Bitcoin ETFs lose ground for the first time in weeks, weighed down by, they say, Grayscale's continual selling pressure. And we all know that Grayscale, people are leaving Grayscale big time because the fees are just astronomical. So they're selling their GBTCs into cash, and then many of them, or most of them, are heading over to one of the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Yeah. So the massive amounts of capital still flowing out of Grayscale's Bitcoin's trust. The new exchange traded fund evolved from an essentially closed-end fund that had been available for years. And it goes on to say here, the GBTC had the largest outflows of any ETF since March of 2009 at over 12 billion, according to stats shared on Twitter by Todd Sohn, ETF and technical strategist. Oh, hold on. We're getting a move here, ladies and gents. We're getting a nice little spike going on Bitcoin. I just saw it.
Yeah, I figured if the stock market was going up, we're going to be seeing Bitcoin go up as well. So
there you go. So that
this also makes me get scared of like what is the dollar going to be able to buy us in a year from now if we keep seeing these kind of prices like with these assets.
Oh, I mean, look at where we are, bro.
The dollar store, the Dollar Tree went to the $1.25 tree. They're probably going to go to like the $2 tree.
No, the dollar store is going to the closed store. Round of applause for that. Dollar Tree is closing thousands of stores. I don't know. I covered this last week, actually.
Okay.
They're closing 1,000 stores, Rice.
Is it just
Family
them?
Dollar and
okay, I was going to mention Family Dollar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I guess I didn't know Family Tree or Family Dollar.
One of them bought the other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
and then they
that
raised the price from $1 to $1.25, and then a couple that I've seen around my area have like an aisle or two that's got $3 and $5 stuff. Like where it's supposed to be higher quality than the dollar stuff for $3. But yeah. And that's just
so T Will says the Grayscale is dropping their fees to compete. Now, that's a good thing. They should.
I don't see why these institutions like BlackRock and such don't have a deal set up with GBTC to try to get their outflows. It would just make sense if they're selling in
$3 store
and
in
the
Canada.
BlackRocks are buying
99-cent stores. Most is $2.99 now. Yeah, you're right, Gary B. What type of business plan is it to have nothing but outflows since opening the doors? Grayscale want to go out of business? Yeah, I don't know, man. But as you guys can see, Bitcoin is in business. All right. We're heading above, trying to peek our heads back above that yellow line once again. And
so these are hourly charts, right?
This is the hourly chart. That is correct. That
nice
is correct.
candle.
Yeah, it's a nice candle going on there.
It's
Getting
crazy
back
candle
above water.
Lately.
Getting back above water, ladies and gents. So
I mean, this is the news I guess everybody needs to hear. And then the next meeting, like I said, is going to be the very end of April, beginning of May. So May 1st will be the next time we do this. So I think that essentially, unless we're seeing some crazy stuff happen, we should see some more upside in all these markets.
A new all-time high. I think, again, this is my prediction, by mid-April or end of April, we'll see $80,000 Bitcoin. Right.
And then what do you see taking place short term after the halving? Like just a couple months, few months, 2-3 months after the halving?
I see accelerated prices.
Summertime.
Now we have only 450 coins being minted. Like if we don't have the sell-off before the halving, then it just goes into turbo mode. And we accelerate higher from here. in my opinion.
So what is going on? Some people have been mentioning some things I've seen about Ethereum.
Oh yeah,
Ethereum Foundation is facing inquiry from the government. I saw something about that. The feds are reporting Ethereum, investigating Ethereum Foundation. SEC probing crypto companies and Ethereum investigation as hopes for ETF DIM. SEC is attempting to classify Ether as a security, report from Cointelegraph 46 minutes ago.
Share that on your screen if you can.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Off near, I think we are starting the next leg up. We're very close to breaching, so we have to score a point on this wick at 65.83 on Bitfinex. So we can score a point there.
You got this pulled up?
This is a very strong candle here on the hour, so that's very strong. Let's see what Rice has here.
So the SEC is attempting to classify Ether as a security per report.
No surprise there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's so SEC issued several subpoenas to companies related to attempts to label Ether as a security. According to a March 20th Fortune report, an investigation by the SEC into the Ethereum Foundation could give the commission regulatory coverage to define ETH as a security. The foundation suggested via GitHub that it may be under investigation from a state authority. Several U.S.-based companies reportedly received subpoenas from the SEC requesting they provide documents and financial records related to the dealings with the Ethereum Foundation. According to people familiar with the matter, the commission launched a campaign to classify ETH as a security following the blockchain's tradition from proof of work to proof of stake in 2022. While in office, Gary Gensler has refused to answer direct questions about whether ETH qualifies as a security under the commission's purview, despite claiming Bitcoin, Ether, and others were not securities in 2018. That would go back when he was teaching at MIT. The commission has approved exchange the ETFs tied to Ether's futures, but is yet to decide whether to approve any or deny any spot Ethereum ETFs. And this is from at Sam Lyman 33. If Gary looks slim, it's because he's been eating nothing but his own words since 2018. Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Cash. Why did I name these four?
Litecoin, Ethereum, Cash. Stacking my coins, ladies and gentlemen.
They're not securities. 3/4 of this market is probably not securities. And then you bring up Promethean for whatever reason. Promethean, one of the few companies to have approval from the U.S. financial regulators as a special purpose broker dealer for digital asset securities, announced in February it planned to offer institutional custody services for Ether. The decision put pressure on the SEC to provide clarification for firms seeking to avoid potential liabilities related to certain crypto assets. Should the SEC move forward with regulating Ether, it could potentially put regulator in conflict with U.S. Commodities Future Trading Commission, the CFTC. Lawmakers have been attempting to enact legislation to clarify the roles each regulator would take over digital assets, but no bill has been passed at the time of the publication. So there we are. There we are. I mean, it's just there was all this negative news going on with Bitcoin.
Everyone's saying it's FUD, though. I don't know.
I'd like to know what companies were subpoenaed.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to know.
Solana for the win. Windows 95 for the win, Voice Crypto. That's right. Bitcoin.
Yeah, shout out to all the Solana and XRP fans out there. Shout out to you.
Hey, man. Hey, XRP ain't doing shit. Banker's Coin would have been, could have been, should have been. At least Solana is trying to do something, even though your money might be offline for a couple hours.
I'm still
at least it won't be going to. I'm not either, but you gotta. They're overtaking Ethereum, like on volume and all that, bro. So the market is speaking. Unfortunately, it's going.
Yeah, the market.
Solana.
That's one of the reasons why. I mean, that's partially why I took a pause too. Like I've told you before, I'm just really sick of the direction that the people in the cryptocurrency space are taking things. It's
I've been done. Yeah, I mean, we saw this. Really, is it anything different than the last run in 17? That's when everything shifted. 17, 18. That's when everything shifted.
yeah. Like
That's when everything shifted. It hasn't gone back since. So.
Well, I did send you that article, which I think is good news. Speaking of Solana, Sam Bankman-Fried, Department of Justice, maybe giving him a 50-year sentence.
I don't think he's gonna get it, but you know they'll highball it and then come in lower and act like they gave him a deal.
What do you think he'll end up with?
10.
You think 10?
I'm still stuck with. Yeah, I'm still with the 10. That's what I've been saying.
I have no clue. I'd like to see him get as much time as they could possibly give the guy.
So they said with marked hostility, the memorandum distorts reality to support its precious quote-unquote lost narrative and casts Sam as a deprived supervillain. It attributes to him dark and what is that?
Megalomaniacal
motives that fly in the face of the record. It makes
all these big fucking words.
Prophecies of recidivism, God, and it adopts medieval view of punishment to reach what amounts to death in prison sentencing recommendation.
That's not. No, I mean, the thing is, I mean, we can see his behavior.
That is life. That is
the things that. Yeah, if he got 50 years, I mean, he's
30. He's 30. That's 80. He'd be out at 80 years old. I mean, the world would be done. Would be
I'd like
over
to see
by
him
then.
get 20, at least 20 years.
He's gonna get 10, I think. I think he's gonna get 10 to 20. Yeah, somewhere around there.
But it's just a recommendation, so I don't know when the actual sentencing is.
His lawyer is asking for 6 years.
They gotta also realize that there's been a lot of other things that were dropped because he was facing so much time. So
he's facing over 100-something years.
I mean, like the charges with him donating to all those politicians, where the politicians were supposed to have to give the money back, that got dropped. All of that, the politicians got to keep the money. It all got swept under the rug. So it's and whether or not somebody was really orchestrating it behind the scenes, the actions and behavior of Sam Bankman-Fried when he was trying to show face and rectify things, I think speaks volumes. All those interviews he was doing that he shouldn't have been doing speaks volumes.
Yeah, good point, Red Robles. Price of Bitcoin will be pretty high by the time he gets out.
I mean, yeah, that's the one good thing about the price of Bitcoin being high is I think that people are going to be getting paid more than they were going to get paid before with the FTX settlement stuff. But I think it's in a dollar value versus the actual crypto. So if somebody had, let's say, $500 worth of Bitcoin, they're going to get $500 US dollars back, not $500 worth of Bitcoin.
Right. Just formed a new candle, 1 hour candle. Start seeing some resistance here at the line, ladies and gents. So gotta watch it carefully. Now, I want to go over. Did you get a chance to see this debt box situation and how the SEC is? Okay, so we'll skip that one. I talked about it the other day.
Well, what is it? Tell me.
But interesting. So Debtbox is a company out of Utah that the SEC, just like Reggie, just like so many other crypto companies, targeted. And they made a lot of false claims, bro, and changed evidence, lied in court, all this stuff to basically kind of like lock them down, not let them seize their assets, basically. They were saying they lied and said that Debtbox was a flight risk, like the founders. They were going to leave the country.
SEC was saying this?
Yes. Yep. And they had no evidence. They made up evidence, lied, and all of that. And now there's sanctions that have been placed on the SEC in Utah over this particular court case, man. So round of applause for that. It says here today, a federal court sanctioned the SEC for abusing its unique status to present evidence that was false, mischaracterized, and or misleading. If anyone thinks this conduct by this agency under this leadership is limited to this case, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Round of applause for that. I like that.
I mean, they're supposed to be protecting the people. That's what they're supposed to be doing, but they're doing nefarious activities. I mean, they're basically pulling a Craig Wright.
Yeah.
with all the false documentation.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. So that's good news. Yeah, yep. Finally, the SEC got their nuts.
I mean, the only thing I can see that good coming out of this is possibly not having the SEC deal with cryptocurrencies. But I don't think any government regulation is 100% pro crypto.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
So, I don't think people are going to expect, or people aren't going to, we're not going to get completely different results if the CFTC was in charge of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think the spot ETF for Ethereum is coming. I said May, and I'm still sticking by it. I think
May is the final, is it the final deadline? I don't have a chart pulled up for the Ethereum ETF stuff like we did with Bitcoin.
Yeah, May 23rd. May 23rd.
Is the final.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the only way they would not do it is if they make Ethereum, if they designate Ethereum a security, which I don't think that they can do it in that time. I don't know if they could do it in that quick of a time frame.
Yeah, exactly.
But that could delay a decision if there's like litigation ongoing. If they get something set up, it may give them a legal reason to delay it. But there's no real reason to delay it if you're going to put through the Bitcoin, especially based off of what Gary Gensler said in 2018 about Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Cash.
That Ethereum thing, man, kind of gets me every time I hear that.
I love how you said that. Ethereum.
I know he had to break it down to 2 syllables, but
yeah, he had to.
Because it would just
shout out to Hooli Savage, Hooli Gang in the building. If you are, if you're not, probably not, but we're gonna rewind that remix at the end of the show. So stick around if you want to hear Crypto Blood drop another hot 16.
I like that, man. That was nice. It was fire.
Thank you. SEC delay. So look, I think they're gonna pass it in May. And what I was gonna say is that this is really Ethereum's only last chance to save Ethereum before it's crashing into oblivion, because fees are out of control. The upgrades only help layer 2. It didn't. The Dinkin upgrade didn't do anything to help. Absolutely nothing for layer 1. No.
So what was the point in doing it?
It minimized the fees going back and forth between L2 and L1. Nothing on L1. I mean, last week I spent over almost $400 on a few transactions, bro, on the Ethereum network. It's that bad.
Wow.
On like 2 or 3 transactions.
Which, I mean, I can understand why somebody would like cheap transaction fees with Solana. It's just there's that trade-off that people aren't realizing, and I think that if.
But here's my question. This is the question that was. Listen to this though, Rice. This is the question or the statement that was posed to me. Would you rather throw away $400 in fees to a miner, to your pimp on Ethereum? Okay, you did all the work. You out there on the strip. You're out there walking. You're a night walker, right?
I never thought of the miners as pimps, but
you're a night walker, and you got to give $400 to the pimps, okay? Or would you like to keep your $400 and just have a 404 error code, website not found, for maybe, I don't know, it could go from 2 hours to 2 days. I don't know. I mean, what would you rather have? I would rather have the latter. I would rather have my money when the network comes back up versus not have any and give it to old pimpy. Oh, ETH pimps. The ETH pimps. Shout out to the ETH pimps.
So you're telling me that Crypto Blood is a strong supporter of the Solana ecosystem?
I'm not a strong supporter of the Solana ecosystem. I'm just a supporter.
Why don't you become like Ben Armstrong and just choose to run
the Sultan of Solana?
Yeah, you could be the Sultan of Solana.
I can be the slime of Solana. All the gang members out there know what that means.
Okay, yeah.
Slime. I'll be the slime of Solana.
Be the slime of Solana. That's your new name.
That's my new name, yo. Oh, that's so funny. 5252 said, "Blood and rice sounds like a hell of a meal."
Well, that's arroz con sangria. Sangria.
That's hilarious, bro. Salute to the top OGs, man. Appreciate you, 52.
You haven't heard of bloody rice?
Bloody rice. That sounds like a rice on period.
It's like putting some ketchup on your white rice.
I guess. Look at Bitcoin making that move, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting to move up. Move up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's stay above here, though. We got to close a few hours above this yellow line. If we can do that, we are in a good position. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, do you think it's going to be constant up, or do you think we're going to like do a little consolidation in this area?
No, it's gonna. If we can get past the 65 area right here, it's going to explode. I think we're going to head pretty high, pretty quick, probably to like 67K. But we got to get past that zone. We got to get past this zone right here, because this zone right here, Rice, is essentially this previous area of resist or support. So how the markets work, previous support becomes future resistance. So we're in that wick area right now of that previous support for Bitcoin that happened on Friday, March 15th. So 5 days ago. So we got to get through there. If we get through there, it's over, man. We're heading higher pretty fast, I think. So
I mean, the good thing is we're definitely in the territory of the old all-time high that we had previous to hitting the 73.4, 73.7 area. I mean, there's really nothing for people to complain about where we're at, though.
Shout out to Blind Dave. I was on this show last Thursday. It was a great time, bro. It was a great time.
He has a show going on with a couple different other guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got
I know Clint comes on there periodically.
Clint was on there. Reminiscing about old days of crypto.
It would be ironic if Blind Dave Crypto is saying watching and sharing video.
Yeah, yes, it would be.
Thank you for saying listening, Dave.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Much love, man.
I do catch the nuance there. I really do.
It would have been so much better though if he said he's watching.
Coinbase trying to sell me Bitcoin for 67,000. Are you serious, bro? Ladies and gentlemen, please get off of Coinbase. That is bro.
That's like a Bitcoin ATM.
That's a Bitcoin ATM. Basically a 3% spread. Wow.
Well, it's saying 65.7.
That is crazy.
Is what I'm seeing on right now. 65.7.
Oh, but maybe if you actually go to click that buy button, it ain't that.
Buy and let's see. I got a $15,000 buy limit. If I want to buy 0.1 Bitcoin, minimum.
I want to talk to you about this as well, Rice. The BTFP program, Bank Term Funding Program, expired Monday.
Yeah, 0.1 67.88.
Yikes.
0.167.
Wow. So that is robbery, ladies and gentlemen.
And then, but if you're looking on the chart, it says 65.6.
That is robbery. Wow.
But then my 0.001 that I have in here, it's like 0.00103,426 is $67.89, $67. So that would be, if that's one, it still would be putting the price above like 67, but it's showing the price as 65. So this is like the
highway robbery,
the little bit of Bitcoin that I have in this wallet. And then if you look at the actual price of Bitcoin, it's 65.6, but they're selling it for over 67. Nice. Way to go, Coinbase.
T Will said, been telling y'all OTC is dry. I agree with T Will on this one. I think they're dry as a old lady trying to. Yeah, I'm going with that. But
if that was the case, though, then I think that we wouldn't see much of an effect in price of Bitcoin with this outflow from GBTC. Because
markets aren't, to me,
they're not selling
crypto,
spot.
Markets aren't efficient.
I really wouldn't think they're selling a spot. GBTC is selling spot.
I don't think so. No.
So unless they have private deals set up, I would imagine they're dealing with OTC.
They are. And so there's a delayed effect in regards to OTC money flows. It's not immediate, right? So it won't affect price of spot immediately.
Right.
So coin robbery. Love it, beefed up. That's the new name for Coinbase, guys. Coin robbery. I want to talk about the bank term funding program, Rice, that ended on Monday. How do you think this is going to pan out for the economy, for TradFi?
I think it's going to obviously, like when I've given that analogy of a cracked windshield, I think we're going to see the spiderweb effect of that cracked windshield taking place a lot more. I think we're going to see a lot more banks falling off. And I think there was some
trouble earlier this week.
This will be the consolidate. This will be like the consolidation of banking, getting it down to the few.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I agree. I agree. And
I mean,
that has
good effect too, because a lot of money that we actually see being created is created from bank loans. This whole imaginary system of the bank giving you money that really doesn't exist, that you have to pay back with real money. So when you take out a lot of that out of the equation, you're controlling a little bit more of what kind of money is being produced. And then it brings, if we have a consolidated banking system with your too big to fail banks, like your JP Morgans and such, your Bank of America's being the ones that are the too big to fail, then these other banks that do fail, the central bank of the JP Morgans and the banks that remain will be the Federal Reserve, and they'll have a lot more control over this, which is actually just the JP Morgans and the Bank of America just controlling themselves, because the Federal Reserve is a private institution made up of all those banks. So we've given way too much power to the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've been listening to a lot of different people talking about that. Just like what we've done, like how much power even Congress has given to the Federal Reserve in so many different ways. And any past central bank that we've had hasn't gone over a 20-year charter. And I think the charters are for 20 years. I think it's time to end the charter of the Federal Reserve personally, and do like what JFK Jr. was wanting to do and back our money back with sound constitutional money, which would be gold and silver.
Come join the stream if you guys want to. We're here. I just dropped the link, StreamYard. So come join and vent and give us your opinion on everything we've been talking about today. If anyone wants to jump on, you guys can for sure.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for like another 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, same here. So it's interesting that they went ahead and ended it, but it's like one of those things, Rice, where just because they ended it doesn't mean they can't restart it.
Right.
And when they restart it, of course, we know they rename it. So it won't be the same program. They'll make some new name.
No, but for people, like this was like a lending program that the Federal Reserve set up after what happened with the collapsing banks. Was it 21 that we had Silver, I'm already forgetting the name of it. Silver Valley.
So Silver what is the name?
Silvergate?
SVB.
Silver Valley Bank. Yeah. With those three or four banks
Silicon Valley
that we had.
Silicon
Valley. That's what all this stemmed from. So it was being able to lend money to these banks, and that's what they're not doing. The Federal Reserve is saying that it's basically taking a Band-Aid off of a wound that already has a Band-Aid on it. I mean, it's going to have a negative effect, but it's not going to have a negative effect on what we call too big to fail banks, or what are called too big to fail banks. But what was it? New York Community? I can't remember the name of the bank from a few weeks ago, a month ago. Yeah. The stock started going down. That was an indication of where we're headed. I think we're going to see a lot more headline news of things like that happening.
Yeah, personally. I agree.
And that's why I tell people to only leave in the bank what they need to cover their bills. Preferably, if you have a credit union, start using credit unions versus using a bank that's under the FDIC, because the FDIC, that's going to be a problem for Americans as well when it comes to this inflation, because the Fed's just going to print more money to give people the money they lost in the banks.
Yep. I see Chopper 44 in the building, but I don't think his mic is connected. I don't know what device you're on. You might have to give it permissions and jump back in, but I do not see any of your devices, either camera or mic connected. So I need you to take care of that before you jump in.
Let me see if I can copy this. And does it go to both locations? Is it going to my chat as well?
Only mine. Yeah, it's only going to mine.
Okay. I gotta copy and paste it.
Andy says, thanks to you and the content you provide, I only keep bill money in the bank. Yeah, same here.
That's all you need to do. I mean, I told people it's gonna be so much easier, and you might as well get used to depositing money as you need to have money in the bank versus trying to withdraw money that you may need when you need it, because that's going to probably be more of a problem. Now, the bank that I bank with, Truist, they've actually been really good about having cash on hand. I haven't had a problem getting in, my money, which has been nice.
That's good.
So I dropped the StreamYard link in my chat if anybody wants to join.
Great. Yeah, go ahead and join if you guys.
Make sure you guys have earbuds. If you don't have earbuds, make sure that you have the speaker turned down so that it's not echoing.
Right. Absolutely.
But earbuds, definitely probably
and don't forget, guys. Join. Become a member.
You don't have to show yourself on camera.
Yeah, you don't. Become a member on the channel. You'll be eligible to $50 every week. And guess what? I got some good news. Coming weeks, we got sponsors, so the stakes are going to go up a little bit more. So I'm going to be giving more than $50. It's going to be more than that.
The other thing, too, like I saw Andy was saying her hang up is when she has to make a large cash purchase. If I'm spending large amounts of money, I prefer to use cash so that it stays as I like to do things to be as private as possible. Whether or not it needs to be that way or not, I'm just trying to be that much as possible.
So I have not added money to crypto in over 6 years. So, and I don't want to say which bank I use to take off crypto. I don't know if you want to use Truist, right? Truist.
Yeah, but I don't sell crypto like that. So the only thing I've been using is my coin. I have Coinbase and crypto.com and use stable coins.
Okay.
So
I heard credit unions are, I heard that they're having some issues with crypto, but maybe it's just, because credit
it could be individual
banks.
It could be individual banks. And that's the cool thing is if you could find a credit union that suits your needs because they're ran by the members. It's like it's supposed to be like a member-based thing. So
right.
They can't take your money. They don't take your money and fraction. It's not fractional reserve banking going on there.
Mm-hmm. As much. It is.
There's a form of it going on, yeah. But it definitely doesn't fall underneath the FDIC.
So I got to go back to this while we wait for people to potentially join.
He's still on Theta token though.
Okay. Big
That's like the only crypto he promotes is silver and Theta.
It's very strange and very for a while, but that is no longer. Big says that Theta token is going to replace Google and AWS cloud offering.
Pretty bold claim.
That's what he's in the business of doing. Bold claims that typically.
I think he's on somebody's payroll.
I think it has to be.
Is that another 420 or is that the same 420?
No, that's the same one. I'm going through all the super chats today. Thank you, Ken Bozak, for your super chats. Thank you, T Will, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Voice Crypto, and
nice people, man.
Yes, and Off Near for
awesome people in the house.
So we got 15 new members today. Scoop those up. I guess you got to turn on the settings to accept gifts, but I hope everyone got one who wanted one. So appreciate that. Let's see. Buy the Dip says I have place where they swap USDT to USD without fee, just 1-to-1. Oh, okay. Local place. Why don't you share?
I want to say that if you do that with USDC on Coinbase, there's no fees.
We got Mike Tyson in the building. Detroit. We got Detroit in the building. Yeah. Low glucose can't join now. All right, no doubt. LOL, blood is Santa Claus. Who else we got? Theta is gangster and has all the contracts to back it up.
Sure.
Bix is high. If he's not, he should be. I think Mr. Sakila called Bix the CEO of Boeing.
Yeah, I saw that. What was that supposed to mean?
Bro, but you haven't seen what's going on with Boeing?
I saw that a whistleblower was eliminated.
Yes. No, he suicided himself. Round of applause for that.
Well, eliminated. However you want to put it. He was eliminated. He was, yeah. We know how that works. How do you break a neck and hang yourself?
Hey, man. What about the guy that had the stapler gun double tapped to his head or something? Remember that? I forgot who that was.
No, I don't
in
remember
Poland.
that,
Okay, you're in Poland. Round of applause, man. We need that type of stuff over here in the States. Beefed us.
Yeah, there's a lot more leniency when it comes to European Union.
I think you're correct about the USDC Coinbase. I was using their card for a while for the 4%.
Yeah, now I think they've dropped everything down to 1%.
Any recommendations to get cash out of crypto and bypass the bank? Many in my area frown upon crypto.
I mean, if you're trying to do it like small scale and stuff, you could use the Bitcoin ATMs because there's a certain point where you don't have to KYC, but you are
under 2K at least here. In the city.
But the fees aren't going to be like there's going to be
horrible.
Yeah, so
hey, but that's the price of privacy. You know, wear your COVID mask like those black liberals love to do. You know, act like it's still COVID out. Wear your COVID mask.
You know, if you
go
got
up to
local,
the ATM, boom, boom,
if you got Bitcoin crypto meetups, Stan actually went to a crypto meetup and he was going to buy some Bitcoin on the ATM.
Okay.
And someone inside of the facility that hangs out in there, that's part of a meetup, was saying that he's looking to sell some crypto. And they just did the transaction peer to peer. So you may find situations like that too, where somebody may be interested in just purchasing from you. If you find
there you go. Buy the dip is giving you the location for the USDC to USD location over there in Warsaw. Thank you for that. Shout out to the membership gifters gang. Yes, indeed. We got Beefed Up giving another 5 memberships. Go ahead and put them on.
Look, we don't have anybody joining us.
We don't have anyone joining.
Nobody
They're
likes
scared.
us.
Niggas scared. Scared. Beefed Up. Let's put Beefed Up on here.
Again, you guys don't have to show your face. You don't have to use your camera.
Nope. Sure.
Definitely got to use a mic. You got to be able to communicate.
You do have to use a mic, my friend. You definitely have to use a mic. Shout out to all the membership gifters today or this
Who's
week,
the
actually.
Egghead mother?
Huh?
He's Mr. Sekla says you can never trust an egghead mother.
I don't know what an egghead mother is. Not sure.
Well,
I'll take a free membership. You gotta, Mike. I think you have to change your settings in your YouTube situation on to get that.
He said he's in his office.
Most of us are at work.
He's at work. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm driving on my way to work. Everyone's at work. Hey, great job. Thank you.
Great job for not doing your job.
Work as long as you can, because AI is going to take it very soon.
Especially if you get paid by the hour.
Beefed Up. He owns a mechanic shop, I think, out there in Australia.
Or your didgeridoo it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite instruments.
What is that called? A
didgeridoo.
A what?
Didgeridoo.
A didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
Round of applause.
D-I-D.
Learn something new today, guys.
Yeah, it's like it's a long stick, or they're different sizes, but you're using your throat. It's like almost like Mongolian throat singing, but with a stick.
Pause.
Yeah, pretty nice.
That's the one, Rice. Hey. I guess if we don't get anyone to jump on, Rice, man, we can wrap up early. I mean, we're about an hour and 40 in. Appreciate everyone tuning in while they're at work.
I have
at work than not have work. I tell you that.
I'm thinking. I'm not sure if it's on this device. Yeah, hold on. And it's spelled Let me turn that down. It's spelled Didgeri. So it's got a
I like
Jerry
the part
in it.
though. I don't like the
It's got a Jerry do. It's a did Jerry do.
I like the part when they go when it kind of gargles with it. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Yeah, you get a chance to look up on YouTube some Mongolian throat singing and check some of that stuff out.
Wow.
There's a band called The Who, H-U, and they're a Mongolian kind of metal folk band, but they do a lot of traditional throat singing, and it's where the singing takes place. It's like a didgeridoo, but they're using just their straight throats. It's like some
big
stuff
pause, Rocky.
It's like
big
stuff
pause.
that Genghis Khan would have done.
Oh my God.
She's a throat singer? Or what are you saying? Does she play the skin flute as well?
You guys are expert. Listen.
Throat singing and skin
just
flute.
FYI, I got a lot of people that watch during work. Okay, this is NFSW, not or NSFW, not safe for work content here.
Throat singing is completely safe.
Shout out to Superwoman Blue for the 10 gifts towards membership. That's what I'm talking about, girl. That's what I'm talking about. My black queen giving me a 10 piece. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and put her on the wheel for this week as well. Let me see here. How do I get back over here to this? Now, when you gift a membership, do you get the membership yourself? I don't know if you do. I'm hoping she actually joins as a member.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I get this pulled up on the screen.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Got to do this real quick and boom, bada bing. There we go. All right, so let's see what Rice has here, guys. This is the Mongolian throat.
This is Mongolian
deep throat. Mongolian. Okay.
It's like some Genghis Khan stuff.
Okay. Oh no, I was going to spit some bars to that. Okay. All right.
No.
I'm gonna have to sample that one, right?
Yeah. Check out The Who, HU. They're pretty cool. If I play it, I'll probably get the video demonetized. I don't think that throat singing would have, but.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of beats and relaxation, come join me because I got a new lounge, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we got a dog. We got a Dogecoin lo-fi lounge going live either tonight. It might be tonight.
So are you playing like copyright free content, or you just don't worry about that?
I'm not worrying about it right now. Some of the content is I'm making, but some of it is not. I for 3 hours, man, I gotta curate a lot of songs. So
right. No, I figured as much.
Yeah. So come join me this evening. I'll do it this evening, maybe about 9 o'clock. If you're around, Rice, not getting more tats.
I'm hitting the gym here in a little bit after this.
Okay, there you go.
Leg day. Can't do much of anything else.
Health as well.
Yeah, it's been nice being back in the gym.
That's good.
I'm just trying to coordinate that when I start getting back into content, I can still be able to do gym stuff and all that. So.
Gotcha. So what? Let's talk about Rice CVX real quick. What's on the menu? April, you say you're ramping back up. I think you should, as we talked, I think earlier, I think you should go ahead and get the blue check because X is now pushing crypto blood. That's what I'm talking about. Ever since I forked over the money, now we're getting the honey.
No, and
we got 421 people right now live, Rice, on X.
Doing stuff with YouTube memberships, like having early access to content and stuff like that, trying to sell some merch through the YouTube store. So that I can gain some favor from the YouTube algorithm. That's some of the plans. Right now, there's nothing really on deck except for next week, which I'll talk with you more about with Waters Above. I was contacted by Lynette Zhang's people about getting her back on. She's no longer with ITM Trading. So
what's that about?
She's on her own. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it was expected to happen the way it did, because the last thing that they had with her on the channel was an interview that she had done with Danielle Camboni, who started working with ITM, And nowhere in the interview would you have gotten an indication that that was going to be Lynette's final interview or final thing on ITM. But the founder, Eric from ITM Trading, did like an intro to the interview saying that it was Lynette's last video. So I had contacted her team that evening, and it doesn't seem like it's 100% amicable, but I don't know how much I can get into with it because I don't know
what.
Agreeable, amicable, amicable, agreeable.
Hey, let's go with it. Fuck it. We do it live, Bryce. We do it live.
We're doing it live.
MP, yeah, we're doing live, man. MP, thank you for the $5. We're going to increase his odds this week for dog we've had. And it looks like, honestly, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this right now. I got to do the tallies, but I think we're going to 2X it this week, ladies and gentlemen. I think we got enough to 2X it. So we might be giving away
Is this a
$100. Yes, it is.
Okay. It's like you joined the dark side.
I don't know. I wouldn't say all that, but I say crypto is the dark side now. It's so polluted, right?
He's the slime of Solana. That's right, people.
Slime of Solana. There you go. MP know what I'm talking about. The slime of Solana, MP.
Definitely.
Ben is the Sultan of Solana. I'm the slime.
What is Ken Bozak of Solana? He's like
street smart, bro.
Bozak is loving Solana too.
He is loving Solana. He is.
It's like, what world am I living in? Did CERN do something again? And now I'm wondering a different alternate Earth where Ken Bozak and Crypto Blood both like Solana.
Yeah, man. You got to get it where, hey, man, you got to get it where the ecosystem is going crazy. I mean, again, the analogy you have to put here.
I liked it better when your channel was called I Hate Crypto.
If we get back down there to Elmo's level, it'll be back to I Hate Crypto. It will be. But again, guys, would you rather give the Ethereum pimp $400 in gas fees last week, like I did?
I get what you're saying. Okay?
Have the possibility of not accessing your $400 for 2 hours to 2 days. I think I would take the 2 hours to 2 days of no accessibility to my $400.
Fucking Ethereum.
Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum. Ethereum. Get your act together, Ethereum.
Bedelic. It just, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Red Robles says no access. I'm with you, bro. At some point, you're going to get it back.
We're still green.
At some point. I ain't messing with ETH anymore. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. The trend is your friend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure is. So, hey, man, Rice, it's been a pleasure as always. Always fun having you on. We didn't get anyone to come on today, but that's cool. Looking forward to seeing content from you more often in April. So everyone go follow him on Twitter primarily, because I think that's where he'll be able to really break free and do his thing. Legendary
still
guy
growing on
in
Rumble
the crypto
slowly,
space.
but yeah.
Yeah. I see you're almost near 2,000 members, right?
Yeah, trying to ease my way up.
Yeah.
Eventually phase out of the YouTube game.
Phase out of, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Or just do what we were doing before and just have
that'd be a great
videos pushing people to other platforms.
Yeah, that'll feel real good. That'll feel real good. It's getting there. You just gotta keep going. So we'll get there. All these censor platforms can get that.
We need to figure out a way to censor ourselves. Throw up some little blurry blocks. We should just be blurry.
This is a blur face. I hear that, bro. All right, guys. Make sure you
smash
share.
Like button.
Yes, please smash the like button. Share this video. Comment in the section below. Go follow Rice. Go follow me. All that good stuff. And listen, we're going to go ahead and premiere the Off the Chain Stacking My Coins remix with Crypto Blood, Hooli Gang. Let's get it.
You got to do the Solana remix.
Yeah. Ain't OS. Ain't OS.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin,
And all you people out there talking about Crips, you guys don't realize that blood is actually crippled. He's got one leg that's longer than the other, and it's in the middle. Some people call him tripod.
They call him law. Fuck around your clap for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me dipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Remix!
Stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Man, we're always 18 and up. We do not recommend children listening to this content.
Not at all.
Surfing through the city while them chips rise. Hot boy, do it big time. LMA with my summer bae, we booed up. Cali hit the bay, we fly MIA, we booed up. Sipping on this drink, bitch, I know the way. We juiced up, nigga violate till it's AFK like your roofer. Coin daddy bout them chips, nigga, rap snacks. Face all in a box, nigga, Snapchat. Fucking with the ops to get you clapped back. No cap, nigga, back.
Stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Yo, y'all thought I only did this YouTube shit. Check this. Yo, is he a Crip? Is he a blood? Stupid. Is Bitcoin crashing? I'm calling it FUD. I've been stacking crypto coins before Big Worm was around, before the crack of Coinbase. Polo Nexus, Big Nexus. I'm the man in this town. I've been wearing this crown from 7 Mile to Belle Isle, Telegraph to Mile. I done traded it all from Looney yen to pound. I was stacking them coins when the Mayan niggas was around. 2012 to be exact. In December, that's a fact. I told my nigga John Knapp, Litecoin mining where it's at. And ever since then, a young crypto nigga been paid. I don't know about y'all, but I love that phrase.
Stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, stack my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Is he a Crip? Is he a blood? Stupid. Is Bitcoin crashing? I'm calling it FUD. I've been stacking crypto coins before Big Worm was around, before the Kraken's Coinbases, Polo Nexus, Big Nexus. I'm the man in this town. I've been wearing this crown from 7 Mile to Belle Isle, Telegraph to Mile. I done traded it all from Looney yen to pound. I was stacking them coins when the Mayan niggas was around. In December, that's a fact. I told my nigga John Knapp, Litecoin mining where it's at. And ever since then, a young crypto nigga been paid. I don't know about y'all, but I love that phrase.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.